Yo everyone, what's going on? Welcome back to the Rome 2 Cup of Nations, and today we have a nice game between myself and Asseror. It just happened actually, but it was a good game, good GG's, so I decided to just commentate it now, get it over with, and post it, gotta get the content flowing. So, he has Epirus, I have Basilia, pretty good matchup, pretty interesting factions, you know the drill, let's get into game 1. So, Epirus can do quite a few different things. They can go for 5 Thessalians. Here he's only gone for 4, plus the general. But they also, they're gonna, the one standard, the one constant will probably be these 3 Tarentines and these 6 melee units. 3 Samnites and 3 Italian swords. Uh, this is about a pretty standard army. He does have these 2 Thurios spears. Didn't expect that. Not really sure what they're for, but they're annoying. So he's got the 2 Thurio spears up front, he's got the 2 militia hoplites up front, he's got the 6 standard mill units, he has 4 Thessalians, he has the Hellenic Royal Cav Gen, and he has 3 Tarentine Cav. So this is pretty standard. He also has 2 slingers, so not a lot of slingers. Of course, Epirus can go for a kind of kitey approach as well. He decides not to do that. I went for a balanced approach in the first game because I wasn't really sure what to expect from him. I figured, at first I was going to go for a full rush, expecting him to have a lot of slingers, but then I was like, I can go for a semi-rush here. You guys have 4 Lancers, so I've got a Cav. I have my 3 Levy Freeman to screen. I think Levy Freeman were something I was really keen on bringing in this matchup because otherwise the frontal YOLOs from the Thessalians will be annoying. And since I only have 4 Lancers, one of them is my general, I don't really want to countercharge them or I can't countercharge them everywhere. And if I brought Massilian Cav, they would not do well. They would not do well against the Thessalians. So that was a big thing. Then I decided to go 3 slingers because I was like, okay, I don't want to full rush with only like this with a Cav force that I can bring. So I'll bring 3 slingers, and that way, like, he has to respect my slinger power too. I can rush one side, kill some slingers off, and then, he has to respect my slingers as well. Pretty standard. So I have 4 axe warriors, with some chevrons, 2 Celtic warriors, 1 Massilian hoplite, 3 slingers, 3 Levy Freeman, and 3 Tarentines. So equal missile cav, but better slingers for me. I would also say, yeah, definitely better infantry for me, although it is, a bit outnumbered. I actually, you know, these militia hoplites not going to do much. The Thurios spears as well, they can get bogged down by a Celtic. Even the Levy Freeman can tie them down for quite some time. So they're not going to be a huge threat, and of course the Massilian hoplite will win as well. Then he has the 3 Samnites. I don't really have an answer for them. My Axe Warriors will lose, although pretty close against the Samnites in melee. I think the Axe Warriors, especially with the Chevron, should be good against the Samnites, since their high armor will be a little bit less impactful. But it should be close. I think the Samnites are slightly better. And then, of course, my Celtic Warriors, his Italian swords, stuff that is kind of equal. The thinking behind the shock cav for me is like, my shock cav should beat the Thessalians fairly handily. If you look at the stats, 40, 25, 10, 67, 40, 25, 10. They have worse charge than the Thessalians. Charge is not going to be huge because mine are very heavy and his are only heavy in terms of mass. So that mass difference should more than make up for the charge bonus. Better attack, slightly better weapon damage. 15 melee defense, 60 armor. He has 15 melee defense, 40 armor, 90 health. I have 100 health, so 15 better armor and 10 more health. But of course, the problem for me is that this Lancer Corps is expensive as fuck. And of course, his Hellenic Royal Cav are better than my Lancers. So I have a bit of a problem because he has more cav. 1v1 I will win, but it's also a big cost difference. 200 and more than 250. It's like more like almost. Wait, no, it's like 300. Yeah, it's like 350, right? Because the Thessalians cost 740. My guys are 1080, so 340. 340 difference in cost. So two two of my Lancers, essentially 3 Thessalians, which means if you can trade down the cav, and of course, my shot cav are also kind of weak in, extended melee, they'll take javelin damage, all that. If you can just trade down the cav, he has more of it, and he'll be in a good spot, most likely. So I have to use my Lancer as well. He also has pretty good support for a cav fight, and he has, 10 infantry units. I have, 3, 6, also 10, I guess, but these are probably slightly more capable units, because the Levy Freemen are kind of shit. Here I just want to javelin his Thurios, just to make them run out of ammo. I turned around here, I was taking javelins in the back, so I was like, oh shit, I better turn around and like face this, and I do that successfully. But he goes into square, so I just halt in front of him. And the point here is just to throw another javelin volley at close range. which you'll see them do here in a second. Oh, they were about to. These guys will do that. See, they're just tossing javelins into the third spear at close range, doing some good damage. So that's sort of basic shit. Just don't really want to take this fight. Oh my god, we're lagging. Just give me a sec. Okay, we don't really want to take this fight on the third spears because he'll just javelin me in the side as I fight him. So just ignoring that. Here I see the Stab Knight a bit exposed, trying to chase a Levy Freeman. So my Levy Freeman doing a good job soaking up the pressure so far. Here his Italian sword also kind of got in, tried to charge it, but he has a hot blade phalanx here, so I don't want to do too much. Plus my charge was mostly aborted on my hot blade. But here, he's a bit further back, and it's going to be hard to hide behind a Thurio Spear and Square, so I think I can just charge him here. Getting my Axe Warrior involved as well. Actually, getting that Javelin Volley, so this is like perfect timing. It doesn't quite turn around in time to take that Javelin Volley in the back, but my Lancer will get an okay charge here. And that's pretty nice. Not the best charge in the world, though. But we'll take it. And getting into the back of the Axe Warriors here. And I think what I should do here is just rotate my entire army to this side. Because I need to support this good engagement, because I'm going to win this fight. If I can just keep piling support in here to make sure I win this fight, then I'm going to overload the flank, and I should be able to win. If I try to fight everywhere, his 5 cav are going to be a big threat. So I should rotate towards the first engagement, and that happened on the left here. So that would probably be the play. He then countercharges me here, and this countercharge actually does a lot of damage to my Axe Warrior, which is not good. Not huge damage, but it is damage. Square kind of absorbed it, but you can see we're both taking some damage here. He's down to 100. I should be winning this fight fairly handily. I'm also getting nice javelin volleys into his Thessalians because I want to take them down early, as early as possible. Getting some nice shots into his turn times as well, but mostly he avoids too much damage. Up here, the Miscellaneous Hoplite just takes the engagement in the center here. Against a lot of his units, it's probably not great, but that's okay. And again, he has a lot more supporting units, so I'm trying to tie down multiple units at once here. Here my Levy Freeman is going to screen against this Thessalian, but he does kind of get into the back of my Thessalian, so my Pace Lancers are charged forward here, hit up this Italian sword, countercharge with the Axe Warrior. But again, this is kind of the problem, where he's got this like 2-to-1 cab advantage. My general was here, so I didn't want to move him too close and take damage on him, which I probably should have, and that means that this Thessalian gets a free charge here, and it's really bad. And these guys don't even have javelins. Remember, I used them all in his Thurio Spear, which is probably a mistake. My Lancer is going to escape, but my Axe Warrior will eat the brunt of this charge. Again, with so many chevrons, they are basically, mainline infantry units, so you don't want to be wasting them like this, if possible. So this Thessalian is down to 54 men here. He killed off my Levy Freeman here that just went for, like, a delay play. But now I think the problem is, look, I'm engaged all the way over here and all the way over here, which means it's going to be very hard to defend. And I decided to rotate to this side, which was my initial plan in the battle because this was an Italian sword and this was a Stab Knight, right? So I wanted to rotate on the side of the Italian sword, bust through, and then create chaos behind where my numerous infantry units, Levy Freeman, all that can create a lot of pressure. And then maybe his cav advantage won't be so pronounced because he has to defend his rear, and I can get some good engagements, tie down some of his cav, take them out. But now, with this engagement over here, I feel like I'm a bit lost because this unit can easily just get rear charged, and I don't really have any support for it. And if I lose that unit, it's going to be quite bad. Here I'm just going to go kill off this Thurio Spear with my Celtic Warrior, not a huge threat for that. This Lancer can't even retreat really because he charged me in the side. I didn't want to like run away through here, I thought it was kind of pull through me. But now he just roused my Axe Warrior, 65 men, but not good, only 7 kills. And they could rout for completely here if they lose 2 more men, which would be bad. So that's not good because I've already lost the Lancer. I mean, this unit is down to 23. I've already lost an Axe Warrior, and this Axe Warrior is in big trouble. Over here, you can take his Thurio Spear out and surround. It just has no support. And the Samnites are coming back into this fight immediately. Which means I have one good Axe Warrior and a great fight in the center here. I haven't lost any men. If the Axe Warrior is getting cleanly without getting charged, they will dominate fights. So that's good. And I also have a lot of healthy cav. But he has a good amount of healthy cav as well. This 52, 49. This guy's 60, and this one's 54. So he hasn't lost a lot of cav. I've lost that full Lancer, and now I'm just down on cav. And my Tarentines haven't been able to impact the battle too much. I mean, his are not doing too much either, I guess, but, standard stuff. So he's just retreating. I kill off a Slinger, which is good. My Slingers are very healthy, which is nice. They can shoot for a long time here. Here I get a nice javelin volley on this Thessalian. This is worth it. Larry Freeman sacrificed themselves to basically kill off this Thessalian cav. That's cool. So now I kind of make back a little bit of that deficit, but you can see he's just like overwhelming this flank. I don't have him any more infantry support to pile in here, and so I'm trying to get my cav over there, but he's getting so many charges. He killed one axe warrior here already. Now he's killing a second axe warrior on this flank, and this is just terrible. I can't really afford those kind of losses. It's just not good for me. I pull out my Massilian Hoplite here to go kill this Italian swords. This is good. And again here, this really small hit base Lancer is going to die to kill off this Thessalian potentially with all the javelin fire from my Terratines, which is nice. So I'm trying to claw back the cavalry, numbers. And my Axe Warrior in the center here will do a lot. Here, Celtic Warrior versus... I sent this Celtic Warrior to defend my flank of the Axe Warrior from his Mysterious Spear. So now I'm in a good fight here. So actually, again, it looks like this side is going a lot better than this side. But I've rotated all my support here, but I can't actually get through at all because his cav is just dominating this flank, and I've never been able to like push him out of this flank. My cav needs to be like right here, right, so that he can't recharge this unit. But I've been pinned back here the entire game, and this is really bad for me. I'm rotating my slingers, trying to get an angle to shoot some things. You can see another charge comes in from his cav. I try to countercharge with my full pace lancer, and now my cav is actually better, right? Because I have 3 lancers to his 3 lancers. I mean, this guy's pretty much dead. But mine are 2 Hippeus, and of course, his general is better than any of my cav. But my 2 Hippeus should be able to stomp his slightly depleted Thessalian and his full Thessalian. So what I really need to do again is just send it around this flank. Send all my cav, maybe like 1 cav this way, 2 cav this way. Tarentines pressure first so they don't get shot, and just go for an engagement in his backlines where I can have a reasonable chance of killing both these Thessalians for free. And any cav fight that take place back here, my slingers can support. He'll have probably better infantry support because he has like some Italian swords. It'll be behind his lines, so he can pull out units to defend. But I can get like this Levy Freeman through. My slingers can shoot. My Tarentines can be annoying. That's like the only good play I have right now is to send it and just engage. And like even my general, right, should like if he's the closest unit to here, should split this gap and go for it. My 1 Tarentine can lead this charge to deny his Tarentine spam. Come around the flank here. Just take a fight and destroy his cav. If I kill his cav, I can recharge all these engagements, kill everything off. Like his general will win, but I'll have 2 winning units against his 2 Thessalians, and he'll only have 1 winning unit against my Lancer. So that's the play here, but I just wasn't able really to get a good execution on this. I think I was scared of my general a little bit too much, and again, he just makes another nice charge in the rear of my units, and this is just so free. And actually, it's really credit to this unit here, which like denied a lot of space and made this possible, like much more possible. But you can see my units are now just going to be fucking getting targeted. I don't want to engage here anymore because he just has too much support. I finally do take an engagement here. A really nice charge for me on these units here. But I don't really cycle too well, and his general's super healthy here. I want to get the charge into those Thessalians and kill them off. Now I'm going to cycle a little bit here. My Tarentine's trying to come in just to javelin this fight, which is good. Unfortunately, they're not only javelining him here. Now I need to be careful of the attack here. I run away in time, just about. Well, my slingers are very healthy, but they're not finding a good timing to really engage on anything. And now this Hippeus Lancer is just dying to his Hellenic Roadhouse. Down to 30 men, so it's pretty weak. Which is good, but you can see he cleaned up this entire flank that was originally good for me, and I was winning. Now I'm just losing because this Thessalian just recharged everything, and I just baited with my general because he had too much infantry support. So this is really bad. Now I'm trying to go for his Militia Hoplite here, just kill it off, which is good just to give my slingers some breathing room. And maybe if I can save my Lancer here, I can just go into an end game where I have my slingers and my cav alive. But he's going to try to target my Lancer here. And I probably should just run away here. This unit's like glitched out here, which is unfortunate. You can see he had the attack order. I was wondering why that didn't happen earlier in the game. But I should really run away with this Lancer because my Tarentines are alive. And he doesn't have... I mean, his Thessalians are pretty healthy, so I managed to lose a lot of my Thessalians for almost nothing. And now my slingers and my general are really not going to be enough against so many cav units. I can't really defend all of them. And you can see I'm just trying to buy some time. My infantry is winning. This Axe Warrior, 95 men, will kill a lot of his infantry, maybe except for the Sam Knight. So that's good, but his cav is too much here. And you know, I can buy myself a bit of time. But eventually it feels like he's just going to be able to kill these slingers. I kill one Thessalian pretty much for free, which is good. Don't take too many losses. My general's at 52. That's completely fine. Now I try to save my slingers, but again, everything else here is just falling. He has like 3 more cav units. If he just like waits, he'll eventually kill everything. I'm trying to just kill these infantry units as much as I can. They're exhausted, so it's pretty free for me. Shooting down his Thessalians a little bit, but eventually I'm gonna get caught in the line here. Doing a good job of escaping, honestly. Trying to just like bait charge. He doesn't want to charge, but he's really just charge both places at once. Trying to shoot the Tarentines a little bit, but eventually he just does go for it. He has good support here. Try to kill the Sicilian first because he can kill more slingers, but the rest of his units are on the way, and there's not really much to do. My general is now at half strength. You can see his cav is really not healthy, but the Tarentines, I wasted my Tarentines for sure on the flank, trying to go shoot his general, but eventually he just got caught, and yeah, so GG, first game went to him. And I think the main mistake that I made was not supporting the initial engagement very well. I just committed to the other side, and then never like was able to like really push through that flank. If you're gonna commit to a side, you want to win on that side. Start moving behind him, start getting the rear attack potential. But I kind of just stood behind my own lines and let his cav just get some really free charges. You can see some of these axe warriors just not paying off, especially again with 3 chevrons. They cost a lot of money. Um, 2 kills on this Levy Freeman, also not good. Wasting the javelins as well with Levy Freeman uh, on the Thuriospheres was a bad mistake as well. Like you need those javelins for the Thessalians, of course. So that was kind of dumb. I was probably expecting that I would get more counter charges with my cav. I was like, oh, you know, my lancers are better than his Sicilian, so I can just, you know, do the damage there. But I didn't end up getting like, any clean cavalry fights, which is quite bad. No, game 2. So then I decided to just go for what I originally was planning, which is just the full rush. And just saying, look, I'll overwhelm your cav with more infantry because now I can tie down all of his infantry and just get my cav into fights with his cav while I'll have infantry support like a Celtic or a Levy Freeman or something. So the army for me this time is 2 Massilian cav, 3 Epeius lancers, 2 Massilian hoplites, and you can see the Massilian hoplite last game had 172 kills, so it's quite good against these like weaker units. As long as it doesn't get into a fight with the Samnite or something, it can do really well. 4 axe warriors with like, only 2 chevrons this time, so not really that good, but whatever. 2 Celtic warriors, 4 Levy Freemen. Again, just a screen for the cav, and now they can also support some cav fights. And 3 Tarentines. Asseror has exactly the same army, so nothing changing there with the 4 Thessalians, Hellenic Rocav, 3 Samnites, 3 Italian swords, 2 Bludgeon Hoplites, and 2 Thuriospheres with 3 Tarentines and 2 Slingers. So yeah, the plan is just rush, create an overload somewhere. You know, I can engage everywhere realistically, but you want to just tie units down and then get around the flank with your Lancer and some support unit, and then your Massilian Cav, and just attack on the flanks, get a Cav fight where you have the advantage, and you want to go fast, right? Because you want these slingers to have an effect on the game. If you play slow, even though my infantry is better, if I play it slow, the slingers and the Cav will have deadly impact for sure. So you can also see the way I'm deployed. My lancers are on the flanks because I know engagements are going to happen there, so I'm free to countercharge his Thessalians on the flanks. Whereas in the center, my Massilian cav are just kind of waiting. I'll use these Levy Freeman to screen. The hoplites are pretty safe from cav, and they can come into the fight later, hunt down archers and stuff. Get into, you know, if they get into a cav fight where the Thessalians are already charged, they'll do really well. So we're just walking forward here. Whatever. Tarentine skirmish battle. Again, it's better for me to save my ammo for his cav. Like shooting his Tarentines down doesn't really do much, whereas my cav is weaker, so he is okay to shoot my guys down. So you can see I'm just rushing this flank, creating a wall on this side with Levy Freeman, shifting this way. This was a mistake. I overshift this unit. This unit needs to stay like right here. These guys should rotate. And now I'm just gonna go for it on his units here and just rush straight up. It's a bit of a over aggressive rush, you might say, because like my cav is gonna get there so much before my axe warrior. But I'm relying on numbers, so I'm just gonna attack. These again, like when I think like these units should be back a bit further. Like you want your Levy Freeman wall to be like here, and then like your Massilian Hoplite to overload this flank, and then like Axe Warrior, Celtic Warrior, Epeius Lancer here. But I'm a bit too far here because these guys can get overloaded really quickly, and also my cav is nowhere to be found. This cav, I accidentally microed it all the way over here when it should just remained here with maybe this guy in support and the Tarantine as well. But anyway, here come the charges. He's trying to run away. This is probably bad. He shoots some of my Asseror cab, doesn't really do anything. But the good thing is this rush has been so chaotic that he's not really getting a good response at all. Already shot down some of his Thessalians. He countercharges me, but that's not really that good. I javelin his Thessalians here. So again, my Levy Freeman screen working out perfectly, getting 14 kills on the Thessalians. And now this Axe Warrior gets in cleanly on a Italian sword that it will dominate. Over here, again, my Base Lancers are forced to take a little bit more damage because of the amount of time they remain in this fight. But 43 here, his guys are down to 56, so again, a bit worse for wear, but I have to accept those kind of losses in order to get in on his infantry, and now the Samnite will be owned probably by my Axe Warrior. It actually might get back into the fight because this Axe Warrior is not super well upgraded, but again, here is a winning fight. Here I actually managed to get my Base Lancer into a countercharge on these Thessalians, and they also took javelin price, and only one kill on these guys, so maybe not, but they might have taken damage from, yeah, probably from the Tarantine here, maybe from some of these guys. 3 kills on these Axe Warriors, probably throwing javelins into the side here. And then a countercharge on my Base Lancer, so this Thessalian is getting owned, which is good, but you can see his flanking positioning is much better here because I didn't create the right angle of my wall. And now this one Base Lancer is overworked against 2 units there. But this Axe Warrior should never be in here, right? Like, this is too wide when the rush is happening on this side, so I should have been more back here, and then it would be easier to counteract. This Axe Warrior almost got charged. Yeah, so what he tried to do was charge this Axe Warrior, but I managed to pull it out just in the nick of time before and then countercharge him. This Massilian Hoplite can get up here and start fighting this the Samnite so that my Axe Warrior can prevail against this Italian sword. And okay, the rush is going. Here I also like own his Tarantines with javelins, so I'm gonna get a good fight here. His Thessalians will start to lose the men, as is my Axe Warriors as well. He does charge me though, countercharge me here, which is not good. I shouldn't have let this occur. Again, better to preserve your Tarantines here. The ammo is more important than the kills on his Tarantines. So here I do kind of get a countercharge on his Thessalians. You can see my Tarantine getting some good javelin volleys. Down to 51, this guy down to 41, but again it killed a lot of men in this other Thessalian that's down to 25 there, so that's good. My Base Lancer now gets a nice charge into both of these Thessalian cav, and I just need to keep shooting this blob as much as I can. And now my Massilian cav, they're down to 40 men because they charged that third spear and they got shot a little bit by slingers. Again, their Massilian cav really don't like that. And the slingers are already making a pretty big impact on these fights, really owning my dudes here. Here I charge into his Tarantine again, just block them for my Massilian cav to come support this fight. And here in the center, you can see Celtic Warrior got a nice kill on this Axe Warrior pretty much, or this Italian sword. But in the center, you know, this will probably favor him in the long run. But I have a little bit of Levy Freeman around to support some fights. Here, I noticed soon that the way these guys are fighting, there's a rear that's open here, so I pull out my Axe Warrior and I'm going to rear charge the back of this unit and try to create an overload over here. This Levy Freeman just, like, commits. This is probably a bit dumb. Like, there's no reason to waste this guy for no reason. Let's see if he gets a javelin volley, though. Maybe they don't even have one. Oh, okay, they got a couple kills, I guess. But yeah, it was kind of a waste. Like, may as well leave those guys for a bit later. And now my general is just looking to support these fights. Here I decided to go for a charge here. And I accidentally pull out my Massilian cav here as well, which is kind of bad. Now I'm going to charge him my lance. No, I'm going to go for the rear charge here. This is a bit risky because the general's like on the way. But I guess this Levy Freeman distraction did allow me to go for this rear charge, so that's kind of nice. And here I push out his Tarantine, and I'm going to go get some nice rear charges. You can see that Axe Warrior rear charge is happening here. And my Tarantines are going to get some nice rear charges here. So the infantry war, as you'd expect, is definitely in my favor. Tarantines, though, I'm again just wasting my Tarantines a little bit too much, which is unfortunate. But I'm going to get some nice rear charges in this area. This Massilian Hoplite will be dominant. These Axe Warriors are dominant. Celtic Warrior about a flank. This flank is now completely in my favor, even though he originally like counter rushed me here. You see his cav got kind of owned on that flank, so he couldn't really defend as well. Whereas on this flank, he's been counteracting with his cav a lot more. As you can see, 3 of his 5 cav are over here. So that's helping him out. 60 against 35, so my Axe Warriors are winning this fight, although his general is changing that a little bit. Celtic Warriors dominating the Thurian Spears, Axe Warriors dominating the Italian Swords, although not as well as I thought they would. Although they might have been getting shot and charged a little bit, so Again, I still have some Levy Freeman just as support. Here I'm going to go for some nice root charges on the Italian swords, and of course the Samnites as well. But the Samnites are 98 men, so despite their morale, they're actually like really fine. Here I'm going to get a nice rear attack with some javelins to help me win this fight as fast as possible. Just creating chaos in the back lines, but I am losing this axe warrior now, so soon I'm going to have to abandon this link and actually rotate over to this link because I'm dominating over here. You know, this segment, it's not very healthy, so it's not huge. I just park my Levy Freeman over here to defend against Cav, and I'm going to start to run away. Here again, my Massilian Cav go for a recharge now. Kind of in my own men though, so it's not a great charge. My Terrantine going for a recharge. I'm just trying to do anything I can to route these guys ASAP before his Cav can rotate all the way over here. Because if my Massilian Cav can stand up to these Thessalians with the support of my infantry, but not without it. Here he kind of makes a mistake. He goes for my hoplite here. I'm not sure about this. Like, my hoplite's going to be absolutely fine, and it's going to waste a lot of his Thessalians. And yes, he'll get, you know, like, you're still charging with Cav, it's okay. But the problem is that if these guys take losses, they're going to be really, really weak, and it'll be a lot easier for my Cav to kill them in the late game. Whereas, like, a 50 health, you know, Thessalian is going to be pretty annoying to kill. Here, his general here. I don't want to take the fight against my, with my Lancer, because it's just going to lose. I send in my Celtic Warriors here, fighting against Thuris, which I'll do fine in this engagement. His Slingers probably put this in my favor, though. But over here, you can see this Thessalian really took a lot of losses trying to kill my hoplite, and it's really not working out for him. Here again, he just chases my Terrantine through his Levy Freeman, or through my Levy Freeman, so Levy Freeman, again, that's why I should have saved the other Levy Freeman for as well, something like this. Javelins on weak units would be powerful. And now I'm breaking through on this link. I read the Samnite finally. It survived for a long time, but now it's kind of the opposite of last game. Now I'm the one that's going to get some really nice charges in the rear here, and especially this fight where, you know, if I can free up this big Massilian Hoplite Axe Warrior combo, that'll be very nice. I'm getting my Celtic in the rear as well. Nice charge from the general into the back here. These Militia Hoplite's actually doing a good job just like stabilizing that fight, just like blocking some of my models. I see this attack as well, so I'm going to charge with my Massilian Hoplite. And he takes some, I don't know if he gets, I got expert charge defense there, I probably shouldn't have. But again, this Massilian Hoplite is now just being a really annoying killer of his Cav. And my general is still just 60 men. His general is in my lines now, but he's starting to lose men to the, you know, the number of infantry around here. My Massilian Cav is just, if he commits to a fight, I will countercharge him with my Massilian Cav and just do damage. But he's not committing ever. Here he almost shoots down my general here a little bit, so I'm just trying to dodge as much as I can. Still 60 men. And now I just decided I'm going to go for his Slingers here as soon as these two Cav can help me. Because if I just go with my general, he's just going to kite it and then get his general in there. But if I have all three Cav going towards the Slingers, you know, I'm going to get a good fight against his three Cav because only his general is strong, and I'll have infantry support within the form of this Massilian Hoplite.
Yes, Commander.
Axe Warrior is killing off these Militia Hoplites. I go for a recharge here. I want to free up this Axe Warrior as soon as possible because it'll allow me, again, more infantry support. And again, just trying to charge my Militia Hoplites, and I don't think that's working. Here again, like, he's gonna kill off his Axe Warrior, but his general is just slowly bleeding men. He has a big Thuriel Spear over here, which is nice. Now I go for another killer recharge here on these Samnites. And I just pull out before he can countercharge me or anything like that, and now I'm gonna be able to just run at him with my Massilian Hoplite will beat this Thuriel Spear, and now I have these two units, Celtic Warrior, Axe Warrior in support, and maybe this Massilian Hoplite as well, though it is small. And now I decide, okay, his Terrantine is being pushed away, his general and this Thessalian are going to be engaged. Let's go for the kill on his Slingers. So you can see I'm just targeting this. You can see my support units are here. Only his general is a threat. The other Cav units are kind of bad. Here I just like bait out the charge. There's a few more men that I would have liked to, but these guys are pretty quick, so they get out nicely. Get some nice javelins in here. And again, his charge is not very good. Like, he tagged my Massilian Cav, so his charge is not going to be very good. He's not going to kill a lot of these guys on the charge, which means these guys are just going to start to get more and more kills on his general. My Cav is starting to drop some men to his Slingers, though, so I know that the timing is like kind of now or never. If I keep letting myself take more damage, it's going to be bad. So I'm just baiting again with my Cav. You can see, like, kind of hits me again, so these guys are kind of getting charged every time, but they're just running away. And I get this charge on his unit, but I see, like, he charged past me, so I'm just going to keep going this way. I'm like, fuck his Cav, I don't really need to do that. My Massilian Cav will kill his Terrantine. I need to get his Slingers, like, right now. So I could charge his general here, but I'm going to charge onto the Slinger first, because I know if I can kill one of the Slingers, then he will have less focus fire potential on my general later in the fight. And then I can countercharge his general. Also, he's very tired here. Not good. Where I'm fresh. That's a huge difference. And I'm going to get a nice downhill charge when I countercharge the general here in a second. You can see I get another charge on his general down the hill. really nice charge against a very tired Cav who don't get a good charge. And so I should clean this fight up. So very scrappy, but in the end I maintained my Cav. He lost a bit too much Cav going for the counter aggression, and of course like all the Levy Freeman, all the spears that I have are helping me there. In the end, I just had I had a much fresher general and also sufficient support to help win that fight. Even if he got a good charge, we'd both take a lot of damage on the charge, and then my support is, 50 Axe Warriors, 30 Axe Warriors, 17 Missile Hoplites would be more than enough. And of course I have some extra reserve Cav units to go kill the Slingers. So GG, really close game. And we go to a decisive game 3, which is always fun. So yeah, very close game though, and you can see my Cavs still like not getting a lot of results, even though, of course they have to go super aggro to initiate the rush, but still they really just had a tough time getting anything done. But anyway, we go to game 3, and it's on Never the Center this time, and I decided to go for like quite a different approach. I figured he would probably change things up because that last game didn't work, but I wasn't really sure what he would do, so I wasn't like trying to predict him too hard. But I decided to go for like a really different approach. I was thinking about that first game, and I was like, well, the issue was I just like over-rotated away from his units, and also I couldn't really kill his Cav. So what I decided to go for is a very similar army to the first game, but instead of Slingers, I'm going to go for 3 Gallic Hunters, because they're going to be able to shoot down his Cav a lot faster, and I'm going to go for Silver Chevron Axe Warriors. So these guys should be a match for Sam Knights at least. And what I want to do is basically create a very blobby, chaos, like a defensive fight, because I'm going to use these Gallic Hunters to force him to attack me. And if I do that, then I can play defense with my support. I have 2 Levy Freemen, 2 Celtics, and the Miscellaneous Hoplites kind of in support. And I'm going to tank the front line with my Axe Warriors, get them into some favorable fights, both by using my Levy Freeman screen and some damage from my Gallic Hunters, maybe some charges from my Cav. But I want to keep my Cav really healthy, so that I can use my Gallic Hunters, just sit them back here, shoot key targets. I'm gonna win the melee fight. He only has 3 Sam Knights, and I have 4 Axe Warriors that are Silver Chevron, so I'm gonna win the melee fight eventually, and the Miscellaneous Hoplite and the Celtic Warriors, of course, which means he's gonna have to come around the flank with his Cav. And at that point, I will just shoot them and charge them, get my Miscellaneous Cav in late, and hopefully win that way. And also, my Terrantines will be locking down the flank the whole time, so it's gonna be hard to flank. However, he did go for a really interesting army that kind of made me immediately question my approach, because he has 5 Militia Hoplites. Only 1 Slinger this time. The standard 6 melee units. The only mistake I think he makes for is he goes for 2 Hellenic Royal Cav. I kind of understand his point, which is that they beat my Pace Lancers, but still I feel like you can get more, better trade, cost-effective trades by just using a Thessalian here and just getting like a Rhodian, or a couple Rhodians or something. But he did not go for that. Like I think if you, let's see, this guy costs 1300, right? So he saves 600 by dropping this for a Thessalian, and then you could drop a Militia Hoplite for another 300, right? So you'd have 900, and the Slinger costs like 270, so that's like 1,000, almost 1,200, right? And that would be enough to pretty much get 2 Rhodians. Maybe he'd be slightly off the money, but then you could, I don't know, you could figure it out. You could make this unit a Italian Cav or something. But 2 Rhodians, for example, could be good, or I don't know, something else than the 2 Hellenic Royal Cav. I just think getting the expensive Cav twice is like a bit of a waste, because they're really not that good for what you're getting. Like they have the same stats essentially as my Hippias Lancers, just slightly better charge and slightly better morale, but all that doesn't really matter. Yes, they have better charge bonus, but like again, charge bonus not a huge deal when it comes to this. It's more about the mass, and we have the same mass, of course. So a bit weird. And now that he only has 1 Slinger, I really don't have to worry about focusing it down with the Gallic Hunters. It's not going to do enough damage to them, or I can easily kill it in like 2 seconds with like 1 volley each. I'm trying to keep them hidden, but that doesn't really work. They can always get spotted, especially because it's like Nemesis and there's no hiding, really. There's nowhere to hide. Unless they crawl on the ground or something. But yeah, we're just walking it in. So again, I'm gonna play defense. I'm gonna force him to flank me. Here I get some nice shots on the Sam Knights, just doing some damage again, just trying to make these fights as favorable for myself as possible. And you can see I'm immediately targeting the Italian swords because they are really weak to missiles. I mean, relatively. I'm not going to shoot the Sam Knights. He gives me some nice rear shots here, all this kind of stuff, so immediately making a big impact there. Now I'm going to shoot a Slinger down, just like weaken the Slinger enough where it's not really a threat. I figure if I get 1 volley on each unit, that should be sufficient. And so he is going for the attack, which is what you'd expect. Now, again, I put my Lancers on the flank because I want my Lancers to countercharge his Thessalians, but he immediately goes for an attack on my Levy Freeman, which wasn't great for me. But I'll take the trade where I Javelin him, and I get 2 kills on the dot, but it wasn't a good Javelin volley, so he kind of gets the better of me here. But you can see I'm immediately also targeting his Royal Cav, just making this expensive. Any rotation, any shift should be met with heavy fire from my archers. So a lot of fire here. He doesn't even lose a single man, but that's got to be insanely valuable HP damage. He does lose 1 guy in the end. But again, he does get away here with only a few losses, but he's gonna start to lose more. I countercharged with this Hippeus in case he came forward here, but that did mean my other Levy Freeman also got kind of targeted here. So again, I just have to refocus it with my archers. Let's see if they get some shots off. Here, my Celtic warriors are going to come forward and just kill off his militia hoplite. It's pretty standard. So again, he kills off another Levy Freeman. Again, if these guys got javelins, we'd be completely fine. But he lost some men for it, so it's not terrible. And these guys didn't rout. Neither of my Levy Freeman actually routed from his charges, which means they'll at least survive to throw, another javelin volley, be another unit bait, essentially. And again, I'm just playing defense, letting my archer shoot. Nothing too much is happening here. These Levy Freemen do rout, but okay. I'm just kiting a little bit here, forming a defensive structure. This engagement is good for me. Trying to kill off his militia hoplites whenever possible because they will be kind of annoying. Because they can just run after my archers, pressure cav fights, be that kind of supporting unit. And again, as soon as he moves his cav out of range, just refocus the Italian swords. So the arrows coming in. A lot of them are missing because he decided to run forward at the last second, so he just baits out the arrows, which is kind of dumb. So not losing too many men, but that's something. And again, here he's going to try to attack my Celtic warrior in the side here with this Thessalian. And it's a bit slow to react. You can see I have a lot of cav units here, so I'm a bit slow to react. But you can see also my Tarentines are just locking this flank down as well. If he goes for this charge, he's going to eat so much shit from my my javelins. I'm just going to keep it in slow-mo. But he does kind of get a good angle here on my Celtics, so it's kind of good. I'm going to go for the counter charge here. Here I just see a chance again. I said I have to be, picky about trying to get some engagements, but here I see a chance to tie both these units down and get an axe warrior in here. So I'll have my militia hoplite, my Massilian hoplite here, axe warrior here, and if this Samite charges, then I'm gonna get the counter charge with my axe warrior. So again, trying to get my axe warriors in completely clean, no damage on them. And so he does get the nice charge into my Celtic warrior, kind of gonna own it, but he's gonna take a hot counter charge here from my Pace Lancer. And they'll do some good damage here. You can see the archers again, just anytime his unit charges in, you're just going to focus fire with the archers. And the archers have done really good so far. Now I'm just taking a lot of damage. My Massilian Cat didn't take a javelin volley as well, so this is huge. They're fast enough to get in there. And now my axe warrior is going to lock this down. And these militia hoplites are not really a big threat yet. Here though, he is going to get into my axe warrior for free, and this is just because I kind of kite too far with this Massilian Cav, and my Hippeus Lancers are otherwise occupied, which is not good. You see this Lancer again over-rotated to this side. When I had a Lancer here, I need the other Lancer in the middle here. So there's not much I can do about this. I'm just going to have to accept that he's going to get this charge, so I'm just going to brace. And hope they throw some javelins, which they don't. Actually, they're on fire at will. They might even get bracing those. So he's going to clobber this unit pretty hard. And I'll charge my general in, because, he already used his charge. He's trying to run away, so I'll get a nice counter charge here. Try to do some damage at least with the gen. But yeah, pretty devastating charge. And he even has a second Thessalian to charge here as well, which is not great for me, really. Here you can see, though, these Thessalians are down to 13 because of the Tarentine fire, so that's really big. And, we'll take that, I guess. And this Axe Warrior is going to get him really clean and start to win this fight. These Axe Warriors are in a great fight here. These Massilian Hoplites in a good fight. So I'm in some good fights here, but, things are starting to get a little bit messy here with letting this Axe Warrior get charged for free because that's one of the units that I really need to hold the line. But anyway, I just push back his Tarentines here, winning this flank. My Levy Freeman, again, still alive. I can use them as Tarentine bait or charge bait on these guys. You can see his Cav 58, 60, still pretty healthy cav overall. But some of the Sicilians are really starting to drop. 39, 17, this guy's dead. What's that, 11 men? So that's good. And again, you can see my Levy Freeman nicely going to be javelin fodder here, sacrificing their lives very nicely. Kind of wasting some javelins here, it's kind of unfortunate. But I get my general out. He did lose quite a few men though. He's down to 30 men, so I gotta be careful about that. The slinger I think is trying to shoot my general and gets a little bit caught up in the melee here. But my axe warriors are gonna start to really win this fight, and that's good. He was trying to like cycle charge a little bit behind his bush of hoplites, but my axe warriors just accepting this fight, trying to get into those bush of hoplites, trying to get into those sandbags, and you can see as soon as he tries to retreat, my archers are immediately on the case to shoot retreating units, so that I get those rear shots and really punish people for running away from me. So if he tries to cycle charge, I'll just punish that. Italian swords are already pretty low, makes them pretty easy fodder. However, I am running out of like support units here. I have my Levy Freeman, I have one like small axe warrior, one full Celtic warrior, but that's about it. And he's trying to flank around now. But you can see on this flank, these Thessalians, they don't scare me. I can kill them pretty easily with my Epeius Lancers, which again are still really healthy. Even this Massilian Cav can still deal with that. Here again, Tarentine is just becoming a screen against his Royal Cav. Javelin's firing in. Gonna hit right in the back, nice. So again, my screen is still working. He is gonna counter Javelin me here, but that's okay. Here I'm gonna flank around with my Tarentines. I saw this blob, I was like, maybe I can get some Javelins in there. That would be good. They might be out of ammo, but I kinda doubt it. Nope, they still have ammo. I think. I get a little close, but I was just waiting for them to shoot, but they don't shoot, I guess. Here, again, I can just easily kill off this small Thessalian with my Massilian Cav. So 52 Massilian Cav. Both my Lancers are pretty healthy. 58 and 53. Here again, I'm going to take that opportunity, one of the rare opportunities I have to go for an attack here. You can see he's trying to fight this unit, which I'm just running away. So I know I can get in here and really win this fight with my Celtic Warrior. This axe warrior is in a bit of trouble because it's wrapping around this militia hoplite and it's going to get attacked in the back here. But his sandbags are down to 70 men, so I figure they're not a huge threat. My militia hoplite or Massilian hoplite is about to be full and breaking through. Sandbag's down to 83. Axe warrior is dominating this fight. Axe warrior is winning in this fight. Although it's close, probably closer than I would like. Here again, I just have to bait out the charge of these like Royal Cav, and I'm just gonna go shoot. And I charge in my Lancer here, so I'm trying to kill off these isolated Cav units. He's gonna get support in here soon, but I have a Celtic Warrior here as well, so it's not terrible. He's gonna really do a lot of damage on my Tarentines, but it's worth it to trade the damage on his Atlantic Royal Cav. Nice Javelin volleys there as well, and now that guy's down to 30. My Lancer is still 52. This Lancer is at 46. He does get his best engagement of the game where he ran through this gap and recharged this blob. And that's pretty big. This was the small axe warrior from before, so it's, you know, not terrible if it dies. But the Semite's at 57, 80 Massilian hoplites, 36 axe warriors. It's okay. But again, focus fire the blob. Anytime the units are in range, just fucking shooting them. My Lancer got a good counter charge, kills off this Tarentine, more or less. And so his general again just taking a lot of damage. His other Royal Cavs taking a lot of damage. He does have this Italian sword kind of behind my lines here, which is annoying. I wasted my javelin volley, unfortunately. I didn't think they would actually get volley. But now this Atlantic Royal Cav is going to try to come back in and charge my Celtic Warrior, but I just have to... yeah, I should have just charged him, I guess. So this guy's going to die. His general gets out, but he's at 44, and you can see my defensive structure here has just held out for a long time. He's finally finding some gaps again with his like extra units on the flanks, but I also have some reserve units. Axe Warrior here. And I also have, you know, Celtic Warrior here. I also have better Cav now. My Massilian Cav 20 and 15, 35 Massilian Cav here. Pretty healthy Lancer. Small Massilian Cav here, and another pretty healthy Lancer. Whereas he only has his general left and some Tarentines. His Tarentines are quite healthy compared to mine, but with the support of actual Cav, it won't really be a big problem. You gotta just focus firing any of his Cav that are in range. My Lancer did take a big javelin volley from his Italians there. He's going to go for the root charge on my axe warriors here. And that should actually mean they're going to start to really lose this fight. It was a close one before, but now it's kind of turning in his favor. But the whole line is like pretty much winning for me, except for over there. He's going to get through this with his other Italian sword now. But again, I have the cab numbers, and now that this Celtic Warrior is freed up, I'm just gonna go for an attack on this flank. Surround here, my Axe Warrior is also freed, and just kill off whatever is left. Here I can use my Massilian Hoplite to turn around, since my Axe Warrior is fighting his Samnite, and I'll just win this fight. His Slinger is being annoying, so I go charge it with this unit. And again, if he wants to go fight my Massilian Cav here, he's just going to take a lot of damage for that from my archers. So again, nice rear shots here. He tries to run away from my archers here. These units are just going to screen his Tarentine, so my archers can keep shooting. They're almost out of ammo at this point. Here I saw this Samnite, so I decided to go for a charge since it was pretty healthy. I didn't know he had javelins, so maybe I should have assumed that. But his general is going to go down in this fight now. Any second now, yeah, General dies. I mean, the unit is pretty much destroyed. The Slinger will rout, and the defensive box strategy holds on just about for the win. You can see my infantry actually did win overall. Of course, it's not like an exact science because there's a lot of charges and arrows and javelins involved, but I held on, and yeah, was able to just get the get the kills on his Cav early on those Thessalians, and once his Thessalians were weak, were out of the fight, then my Cav was just better, and the archers were a huge threat that he just couldn't deal with. And really the only thing for him was like maybe he could use his militia hoplites better. I feel like a lot of them died for no reason when they could have been flanking and making it harder for me to take a fight, because he would have better cap support with the hoplites. But you can see the axe warrior just absolutely dominated. Massilian hoplite absolutely dominated. This is the one that got charged. But other than that, look at the kills. I mean, you can't argue with that. Look at the kills on his Samnites and Italian swords. Terrible. His cap still got good kills. It's kind of inevitable, but a lot of those kills are probably on Levy Freeman and stuff like that. I used my Levy Freeman really badly. They didn't get javelins off, which was kind of unfortunate, but they at least were like the bait to allow my axe warriors and Massilian hoplite to get in and allow my archers just to shoot. And you can see the archers didn't get too many kills, but when all these kills are cav, except for some Samnites and a few Italian swords, that's like pretty good haul because it's almost a cav unit killed per archer. So I probably killed like between the three archers like almost two cav units, and then some infantry as well. No, and some slingers, I suppose, but almost no low value targets, like really, really high value kills. They were just about out of ammo at the end of the game, and that's the thing with the archers. Like the slingers in the first game, they couldn't get the kills fast enough to actually impact the battle, whereas the archers can do that damage so much quicker and really have a big impact. So overall, yep, GG's. Close series, fun to play. But in the end, 2-1, close result, yeah. But I'm sure we'll have more battles down the line. Uh, this is only the group stage, so definitely they're one of the players contending for the title, I'd say. But we'll have to see in the playoffs, I guess, right? But yep. Thanks for watching, guys. GG's, and see you in the next one. Peace.